Leo, thanks for tuning in to your August 2014 horoscope. My name is Athen, and let's talk about August. So I want to start off by talking about the big picture, because this month is interesting because we have both Venus and Mars, which are the mundane planets, the faster moving planets, joining hands with the slower moving planets, Jupiter and Saturn this month, the big picture. So this month, it'll be about really focusing on the big picture. And, a lot of this, slower sort of major themes in our life that have been going on, now this month we have an opportunity to really focus in on it and work out the details and make a lot of these things real and really tap into our manifestation abilities. Because when we're linked up like that, we're making the larger manifestation much more personal, much more possible on a day-to-day level, much quicker. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about Jupiter and Saturn. Now, Jupiter and Saturn are both the masculine and feminine principles to the creation of our reality. These slow planets, they're the furthest planets we can see with the naked eye, and they've always been associated with the things that are less personal, but we still know them as personal, as in the reality that it shapes, the reality they create around us. Okay, and Jupiter is that expansion aspect of the creation process, and Saturn is the limitation process of that creation. When we put them together, we can have a much better picture of what is being created. It's like sacred geometry. Jupiter is like the light, and then Saturn is the definition. So let's talk about where Jupiter and Saturn are for you, for the major theme. And this has been for the past few months in regards to Jupiter, and then for the next, about next year until Saturn changes sign. So where are they? Jupiter's in your 12th house of transcendence, of spirituality. So a lot is pouring into you. A lot of opportunities are available to you in regards to that. Your spirituality is increasing. I remember when Jupiter was transiting my 12th house, I had a lot of spiritual realizations, a lot of spiritual awakening, and a lot of opportunities. A lot of people came into my life too from sort of spiritual communities and these sorts of things. So the more you can get, and for everyone it's different, but the more that you get involved on a spiritual level, whatever that means for you, getting closer to your divine essence, or having more presence, or connecting to your divine heart, and connecting to perhaps others who share the same outlook spiritually. All of this is going to open up opportunities for you and open up your horizons. But it all has to do with yourself. And so when you expand spiritually, naturally these opportunities will come to you. There's nothing you really have to do per se. So continuing to tap into this, particularly this month when Venus joins up with Jupiter, will be key. But we'll get to that in a second. Right now, let's talk about Saturn. So if that expansion to your spirituality is Jupiter, then Saturn is going to be the definition to that. And the definition to that, the refinement of that, is in your 3rd house. Saturn has been transiting your 3rd house of exchanges. Okay? So it really is about getting out there and, sharing your spirituality or your spiritual self, or just yourself, with as many people as possible, okay? And letting, and going with the flow in terms of that, but letting people see, your spiritual side, the presence, the peace, the side of you that does not have a name or an identity, just your true essence, and sharing that. And perhaps this might mean, maybe it's not personal, maybe you are actually sharing your spirituality in terms of your philosophy. Perhaps you're sharing your spiritual ideas with others. Whatever it is, the more you can merge your spirituality with the marketplace. The third house is the marketplace where people congregate and exchange ideas, but exchange anything. So whatever you're exchanging in terms of whatever spiritual, you want to keep doing that. And this month will be a highlight for you in that area as the fast-moving planets join up with the slow-moving planets. So if you embody this, if you continue to allow the expansion in your spirituality, in your transcendence, and you continue to put effort and discipline into your exchanges, okay, into your teaching, your writing, and all exchanges with others, putting discipline and maturity into that, then you'll be stepping into line with the universe, because the universe is creating for you in that way. And so if you start creating in that way, then you join up with the universe in that co-creation process. And that's what really gives you the power of manifestation, is when you're co-creating. A lot of times we might try to create things that the universe isn't trying to create for us or with us, and it can cause, a lot of resistance and stuff. And usually those things aren't in line with what we're really about anyways. A lot of times maybe it's just whatever reason we're doing it, it's not the right reason. But in either case, align with 12th, third house, expansion, creation, and you will be working with the universe in terms of your creation. And any intentions and any manifestations you make in that direction will aid and assist you. So let's talk about Venus and Mars. Now Venus and Mars, just like Jupiter and Saturn, are the creation principle, but they have to do on a much more smaller picture, on the mundane day-to-day level. Okay, but like I said, they're joining up with the bigger picture, so they're going to take a much larger role. When Venus gets up to Jupiter, for example, she's going to magnify. Okay, and when Mars gets up to Saturn, that's going to magnify too. Okay, Mars can become a very, very strong creator. So, so let's talk about Venus. Venus is in your 11th house up until the 7th, okay? And this was the theme back in July. So enjoying the groups and friends and community aspects of things, okay? Or perhaps you've been really enjoying your ideals and your goals and your aspirations, or your friends. Whatever that is, continue to enjoy it through the 7th and keep sharing. I see first week, there's a lot of room for, and this is really July too, a lot of room for social interactions and community-based exchanges as well. So exchanging with the communities will help you be in alignment for that first week of the month. Then on the 7th, Venus will go into your 12th house, where she will join up with that expansive Jupiter. So from the 7th onward, that's really when we're going to be focusing in on that scaling it in, scaling it down on the more mundane level. And so for you, it really involves just enjoying your spirituality and making it social. Venus is about relationships too. So whatever it is, for everyone it's different. From the 7th onward, maybe do spiritual things with those of your friends that would be inclined to do those sorts of things. But it doesn't have to be spiritual in the sense that, you're going to go do, an actual church gathering or a spiritual retreat. It doesn't have to be spiritual per se, but anything that allows you to connect to your inner nature. So going out for a hike with your friends. What else could it be? Really just ask yourself what you like to do to help you connect to your inner self, and how you can incorporate more people into those activities. From the 7th onward, that's really going to pour in a lot of opportunities, a lot of positive energy and expansive energy for you this month. Okay, the more you can enjoy those spiritual pursuits while at the same time incorporating others. Or again, enjoying sharing your ideas, the spiritual ideas. So that's the theme. Now with Mars is in your 3rd house for the whole month. Mars is not changing signs this month, okay? So you have a tremendous amount of energy going into that 3rd house, okay? So while you have that discipline and that hard work that's been going on there with Saturn, you now have courage to do a lot of these things, to share with others. You know, wherever Saturn is, there's sometimes a little bit of resistance. So with Mars, now it's about courage, and it's a warrior. It's in this case, a spiritual warrior for you, stepping into the marketplace to share, okay, to share your ideas, and to just share in general. But to do it in a way that is coming from the heart, connect to others from your heart, from your divine heart, through presence. And that's where the opportunities are really going to come out of, and your manifestation is really going to be empowered this month. Okay? Like I said, you don't have to let anyone know you're doing anything spiritual. It's just about you spiritualizing the exchange process, which basically just means being present and connecting to your heart through the day-to-day exchanges with others. And there's a lot of opportunities. The third house is about opportunities. Spiritual opportunities, all kinds of other opportunities as well. Now let's talk about the moon and the sun. The moon and the sun are another polarity, masculine and feminine, but they have to do with awareness. The moon with your inner awareness, and the sun with your outer conscious awareness. So the sun is going to be in your 12th house up until the 16th. So for the first half, there's going to be a lot of awareness, conscious awareness on your spiritual process, who you are, what you enjoy in terms of that, what you enjoy in terms of what helps you connect to the divine, what helps you transcend realities, paying more attention to your dreams, your dream space, your unconscious self, all of this. It's all part of the process. And also finishing up and closing off the cycle. The 12th house is the end of the cycle. So tying up any loose ends, finishing things up to make way for the new cycle, which is happening for you this month, which I'll talk about. So for the first half, attention on that. Now on the 10th, we're going to have a full moon taking place, and the moon will be in your 6th house. So while all the spiritual awareness is happening around the 10th, I think there will be an awareness of what you can do physically on the day-to-day level. Okay? The 6th house is the routine. It's the anchoring point of that 12th house. How can you anchor? Really pay attention to how you can anchor down your divine energies around the 10th, because I think you're going to come to an insight in regards to that, or you can if you really listen. And that is going to spawn, I think, a new beginning for you. Because when the sun goes into your 1st house on the 16th, we're going to have a new moon there on the 25th. The sun and moon will join up in your 1st house, so new beginnings in your life. A new awareness of what you're about, of who you are. This is the month. This is the month where you are really having these profound new beginnings. Okay, for some of you it's your birthday. For those watching, for your son. But in either case, whatever it is that you've closed up the last cycle, okay, spiritualized now, and any insight you gained around the 10th, now during the 1st will spawn a new beginning, and it will have to do with a new life and a new appearance and a new you coming into form for the year to come. Okay, and so set those intentions. There's a reason why people have New Year's intentions, but set birthday intentions too. Set what intentions you want to have for your next birth year to come. All of this, and as long as it's in alignment with the things I spoke about with your divine nature, as long as it's for you to transcend and to become enlightened and become raise your frequency up, and to exchange more with others. If your intentions are in line with that, then more power to you. Those are going to be very powerful intentions. All right, Leo. So thanks for watching. If you have any specific questions, please get in touch. As always, have a great month. And if you'd like a personal reading, I'm still offering a discount on my personal sessions to look at your specific chart in more detail. All right, Leo. Thanks for watching. Have a good month.